So I needed to add this little insert at the beginning of this video because I was told at the time that this video was going to be released that these earbuds were going to be available everywhere. Well, it turns out when I checked out the Amazon US store, it showed that they're not going to have stock until sometime in April. So I reached out to find out what was going on, and I was told that Amazon actually does have stock. There's some kind of error. So if you want to buy them from Amazon in the United States, just keep checking back there. This should be fixed. But if not, they are available on their website. They're available at some other places that I'll link in the description below. But I just wanted to let you guys know that so that you know you didn't have to wait until sometime in April. But back to the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, so today we finally get to check out the brand new Lypertek True Wireless Earbuds. Now, originally these were sent to me months ago, but they came in with a completely different name. They were going to be called the Lypertek LEVI, but I was actually informed due to some trademarking issues that they had to change the name on these. And so now the official name they're being released under is the Lypertek SoundFree S20. And that really doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as Lypertek LEVI, but it actually worked out in the company's favor to do this because since it took a couple of months to change the name, it allowed them to address some issues that I had while testing the LEVIs, because I noticed there was some hissing in the audio, and I also noticed that there was feedback while using the microphone. But I am happy to say, since I've been testing the S20s, I haven't had any of these issues, so it is a huge plus they were able to address this. Now, as far as the retail price on these, they do show that they're going to retail for $69, although the last time that I checked on their website, it actually showed them at $59. And so the obvious first question that a lot of you are probably thinking, just like I was, is how do these stack up against the Lypertek TEVIs? Because the TEVIs has always been one of my favorite earbuds because the sound mixed with the features and the fact that you could always get them under $100 just made them one of the best values out there. But I'm here to say this is not a sequel to the TEVI. Although they do have some similarities, there's also some noticeable differences. And one of those is even in the technology, because although they're both using Bluetooth 5.0, the S20s does not have aptX playback like the TEVIs have, but they do have AAC and SBC playback. And I also noticed that I didn't have any connection issues with the S20s. I didn't have any lag when it came to movies or videos. So this is definitely a pair that you can use for all types of media. Now, as far as the IP rating, this is also another big difference because the TEVIs were completely waterproof coming in at IPX7, where the S20s only come in at IPX5. So although they're not able to be submerged into water, they're still going to be fine if you're going to use these out and about. You don't have to worry about sweating. You don't have to worry if they get splashed on. So it is still a pair that you can use and not really have to worry. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, it does come with the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, but it also includes the small, medium, and large double flanged ear tips as well. So if you prefer to use those, obviously everybody's ear canals and preferences are going to be different. So I think it's nice that you have both of these options out of the box. And as far as the charging cable, they've included a USB-C cable, but a huge bonus with this pair is the case is actually a Qi wireless charging case. So you can just come in, drop it on a wireless charger, and it will start charging. And speaking of the charging, the battery life is very good on these, especially on the earbuds themselves, where you're going to get around 8 hours. But with using the charging case, you're going to get around 40 hours total. And they also have a fast charge feature. That way, if you pick the earbuds up and they are dead, a quick 15-minute charge will get you 2 hours of use. Now, moving over to checking out the case, I definitely like the design of the case on these better. It's slimmer, fits in the pocket better, and I like the textured grip that they have. Now on the bottom, you can see the USB-C input for charging, and then around on the front, it has 4 indicator lights. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. Now, when you move over to checking out the earbuds, I noticed that they looked very similar to the TEVIs. In fact, I think they're almost identical, although the S20 earbuds are slightly bigger. But the huge difference is the button placement, because where the TEVIs had the button basically on the outside where you had to push them into your ears. The S20s have a button placed on the top, so it is very easy to push this button, and I'm happy to say that you have control over everything. So you have your play, pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, and even volume control. And on top of that, you can even switch over into ambient mode by using this button. And the ambient mode on these work very well. I feel like I can have conversations with people without actually taking the earbuds out. And this is also a huge plus if you're going to use these while running. That way you can hear some of the things around you. Now, as far as you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And then as far as the microphones, this is another area I think they did a pretty good job with. I felt like it picked up my voice very well. It is a little bit digital sounding, but I think for most people, they're going to be happy. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. All right, guys, so here is a mic test using the Lypertek S20s. I think it does a really good job of picking up my voice. But this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound, because I think the sound on these are absolutely incredible. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're using the same drivers that are in the Lypertek TEVIs. The sound signature on these seem to have that heavy focus on the mids and the highs, which causes this to be a very detail-oriented earbud. You can hear a lot of subtle things, but everything comes through extremely clear. I will say that there may be a slight boost in the low end on the S20s, but even with saying that, the bass is still very tight and accurate. It doesn't allow it to get loose. It doesn't have that subwoofer type feel. So you can still feel the impact of it, but it is very quick. And I find this to be beneficial because it sounds great with all genres. You can feel the bass when you need to with pop and hip hop. But it's fast enough to keep up with metal and rock, which just really makes this a very well-rounded earbud. Now, as far as the soundstage and the sound imaging, this is another huge plus because there is plenty of air in the sound, which gives you the illusion that you're in a much larger environment. And like I said, because these are so detailed, you have no issues with being able to tell where things are coming from. So as great as I think all of that is, it still comes back to comparing them to the TEVIs, because the TEVIs go on sale quite a bit, where you'll be able to get them for the same price as the S20s, which means you have to decide, do you want the waterproof rating and the better battery life that the TEVIs have, or do you go with the S20s that have Qi wireless charging and much better button placement when it comes to the controls? Because outside of that, the sound is pretty much identical, maybe with the S20 having a slight boost when it comes to bass, but they are both some of the most detailed sounding earbuds I've heard on the market. That's always been one of my favorite things about the TEVI, so I am so happy that they brought that over to the S20. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Lypertek SoundFree S20. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.